Okay, ladies and gentlemen and ladies and gents, we got some things. That's right, I said some things we need to be discussing. One of the things we need to be discussing, ladies and gentlemen, is simply this. There are some people who have had some situations with judges. They have done the arbitration, and now they want to, get the judge's attention by filing a lien. We've had some people who have filed liens against judges, but they have been unaware of the PLRA, the Prison Litigation Reform Act. PLRA. Prison Litigation Reform Act was first introduced in 1996 by President Clinton and his Congress. And that was because they were putting them mechanics liens on them things. We're going to put some liens on some things, is what they said. And so they came up with the Prison Litigation Reform Act. The Prison Litigation Reform Act, because prisoners were putting liens on some things. Judges were doing them wrong. The judges got to make their money. They're going to get paid. So what the inmates were doing was interfering with their money. And so they came up with an act. But in 1996, because we had so many UCC liens being filed, UCC liens, pay attention, UCC liens, no such thing. Hold on now. It says right on the form, UCC lien, agriculture lien. Hold on now. UCC lien, no such thing. Go back and read the instructions for what a UCC is for. The financing one filing statement. Go and read what it's for. That form is for documenting a security interest only. It's not for a lien. It doesn't act as a lien. It just serves as notice of someone claiming a security interest. There are people who are going to jail because the courts are saying it represents a lien, and it does not. And all you have to do is use the words of the documents. Now, why am I saying this? Because I was just having a conversation with someone about someone who went to court, and a judge actually said this during a hearing. It was a 3-judge panel, and the judge actually said it during the hearing. He says, well, this is not actually a lien. It's just the filing of a UCC. Well, it affected the judge's blah, 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 and her reputation. Well, then that's a civil action, not a criminal action. The judge didn't say that. That's what you're supposed to say. Now, ladies and gentlemen, judges and other officials are immune. Why? Because they created a law that made them immune. So how do you get rid of a judge's immunity? Ladies and gentlemen, a judge is immune so long as they operate under their judicial authority. A judge has no immunity. I want you to pay attention. A judge has no immunity once they act outside their judicial authority. So all you have to do is get the court to prove that the judge's conduct was condoned by law. That's it. All of y'all are bringing up all these arguments that are worthless. If the judge's conduct is not condoned in law, and I notified the judge, and the judge failed to defend that position, then that's not acquiescence. Oh, no. But their failure to respond amounts to acquiescence. Wait, you just said it's not acquiescence, but then when they fail to respond, it's acquiescence. Yes, when they have a duty to respond. Okay, failure to respond while having a duty to respond amounts to acquiescence. Well, judges don't have a duty to respond to you if you're just accusing them of something. Actually, they do. Once you notify the judge, hey, I'm going to put a lien on your things. If you don't respond, then show me the law that gave you permission to do this. Now, one other thing, ladies and gentlemen, while we're speaking on liens and judges and things, I was speaking with a young man. I have a consult in 10 minutes, so I can't stay on this much longer. But I was speaking with a young man through email. Ladies and gentlemen, my videos do not have comments turned on for a reason. You don't get to email the email about a video. The email is there for people who have specific questions regarding certain topics, and I will answer them if it is one of the things I said I will answer. Those are for my people, the people who've been watching my videos for a while and know what I require and what I don't require, because I ain't gonna keep repeating it. And for you new booties who are just watching videos for the first time, you have the Redress Right channel, this channel, and then you have the Eon channel. You're gonna have to go between the two and listen to videos, and there are a lot of them, oh Lord, and understand what I require, what I don't require. If not, don't sit up there and ask me no questions in my email about the videos or make comments about the videos in my email. You have no idea. I will block you. If you want to ask a question, ask your question. If I don't respond to you within 48 hours, then you will not be getting an answer to your question. Your question doesn't deserve an answer. No. It's not that your question is not important. It's not that your question, it's not the type of question that should be answered. It's that I'm not going to answer it, i.e., it doesn't deserve an answer. I'm so glad you understand. But in that conversation, after he made a comment on the video, I wrote back and told him that's not what this is for. And then he attached a document. And I looked at the document that he attached. And it was talking about individuals, being put in jail and the name thing. And I explained to him in the email, now this is what you should have led everything off with. This is what you should have led off with the video, as opposed to just sitting up here commenting on the other video. The other thing ain't allowed, but this is allowed. And ladies and gentlemen, the conversation was, he had mentioned a couple of things that are the common YouTube thing. That is about the all caps name and all that. Ladies and gentlemen, they created the all caps name. Your mama and daddy did not create the all caps name. They did. You want to kill their presumption? Men and women. You go into court and say, well, this is your birth certificate. No, that's a certificate for an infant. I don't have a birth certificate. What you talking about? Everybody got to have a birth certificate. No, you register birth certificates for an infant. You see, I'm a person who has religious beliefs. And you're interfering with my religious belief by claiming that I have a birth certificate. No! Excuse me. If you would just, and I had to tell this to somebody yesterday, Lord have mercy, I had to tell this to the idiot. If you would shut up while I'm talking and let me speak, then you will finally understand what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever hear me tell you to shut up while I'm talking, it's because you are assuming you understand where I'm going. Just like right now. Shut up, because you know not where I'm going. Ladies and gentlemen, the scripture says in the beginning, God created what? Did it say Adam and Eve? No, it does not say he created Adam and Eve. God said, let us make man in our image. And he said, male and female, he created them. They were called woman and man. Ladies and gentlemen, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That's what they were referring to. That all men are created equal. Well, all men aren't created. He only created one man. But because he created one man, every man is equal to that one man, even though that one man was perfect. That's the truth that is self-evident. It cannot be denied. That's why it said it's a self-evident truth. It cannot be rebutted. Okay, so since that self-evident truth cannot be rebutted, I was not born a child. I was not born a baby. I was not born an infant. I was born a man. God is said, the God that I serve, never to have created a child. He didn't even create infant angels, baby angels. Cupid is a lie. Angels are all created full grown. Adam was created full grown. Now, the fact that we grow into manhood, that's one thing. The fact that we grow into so-called adulthood, that's another thing. But the issue is the court has me there claiming that it is associating something with a certificate of live birth. But that birth certificate is for an infant, a minor, a child, a baby. Sorry, I've never been any of those. Ladies and gentlemen, and When I told this to somebody, I wasn't being facetious. I was being 100% real. Let me see if I can explain this to you. When I was a child, I didn't think as a child. I tell you about the conversations I used to have with my parents. I tell you about the questions I used to ask my parents. I did not ask the childish question, why is the sky blue? I never cared about why the sky was blue. Well, why does the rain fall? I could care less about how the rain falls, why it falls, and when it falls. Those were never questions I would ever ask. I never thought as a child, ladies and gentlemen. I won't proceed to think as a child now. And I won't allow anybody to have me thinking as a child. You guys have got to stop coming up with these theories. You have to come up with rebuttals to their presumptions. You know what their presumptions are. You tell them whether or not this is a fact, whether or not this is the case. I'm rebutting the presumption anyway. Because I believe that somehow, some way, you believe. And as long as we're dealing with beliefs, and I can't interfere with your beliefs because you have the right to your beliefs. But what you don't have the right to do is impose those beliefs upon my person. That's what you tell the stupid court, ladies and gentlemen. But y'all are not doing that. Shame on y'all. Now look, I gotta go because I told y'all I have a meeting to go to. But when you're putting liens, and I am getting ready to help someone start an organization where we're going to be putting liens on things, and I'm going to tell you guys about that after we finish taking care of our SAPAC people, because that's another part of where we're headed. Remember, this is all a combination of things that all works to one thing. You can put a lien on a judge, but you have to establish a valid controversy. Once you establish a valid controversy, then they will have to prove the controversy is not valid in order to say the lien was not done with good intent. You see, your intentions is not to cause the judge anything else but problems. You put a lien on somebody's things to secure a debt. You just have to prove that there is a debt owed. Does the arbitration agreement prove this? Of course it does. Well, that agreement is invalid. But no, sorry. You don't understand. I'm relying on the arbitrator, and the arbitrator says it's valid. The arbitrator, there's never been a hearing with that arbitrator. Especially if you guys have any arbitration agreements where I was the arbitrator, I want you to pay attention. Nobody's ever called me to court. PennyMac tried to call me to court, and then the next thing you know, they removed me from the case. They said no, he ain't a part of this case no more. No, we don't need him to be deposed or nothing. Why? Because I told them, by all means, let's go. I'll unravel the whole system. Let's go. Let's talk about all of your stupidity. You want to know where I get my authority? Let's go. And all of a sudden, I get removed. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a problem playing the game. But in other words, let me make sure you guys understand before I hang up this right here. The way you play the game is rebutting their presumptions. The way you play the game is rebutting their presumptions. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all take care, okay? Adios.